Welcome back, fans. Welcome back to Guardian of Chaos, the YouTube channel. Here for Chaos Corner and another episodic YouTube adventure and story time. One man, unique, unedited, unscripted, raw dog for you, the fans. Thanks for being here, live to tape 25 feet below the surface of the earth. Pick up your chair and smash that fucking like button. Share, subscribe, leave a comment, get us into the algorithm, become a member. I believe it's, I don't know, $2 or $3 a month. That's the best way to support this channel. Shout out to my mods, my brother down in Bama, my brother from another mother. There is no other, and that would be Austin Nance, and of course, the queen, the OTS Tribal Queen. Thank you for holding it down, keeping it real, and maintaining. Let's jump right into this edition of Storytime. And thank you to the writing community. Usually it's the wrestling community, and this is a pro wrestling channel, but we're changing up the content. That's what we do here at Chaos Corner. That's why you're here. Let's dive into this one. Sit back, grab a snack, grab a beverage. Tell your friends, tell your family, it's going to be one heck of a ride. And for every time this mechanical AI bitch interrupts this program, this show, because this isn't a fucking podcast, it's a show, I want you to take a shot, go get a bottle of water, have a snack, go take a bathroom break until I set her straight. But I always use my manners. Sex and drugs and rock and roll. If those walls could talk, we'd all be in big trouble, said Emilio Castillo, the saxophonist of Tower of Power, when we asked him for his testimonial about Toad's place for this book. But those walls aren't talking, and neither is Castillo. We didn't ask him, nor did we expect him to do that. This is not a tell-all book, and we're not about to violate the privacy of the band members who have frolicked in our green room. I have frolicked in the green room when I was working private security and as a roadie and a bouncer for Crucible, a.k.a. Second Wind. And, of course, when I worked the front door on 2 different occasions down there in the Elm City in the shadows of Yale University and all the nut jobs over there. And a big shout out and a rest in peace to my brother, the head doorman there for years, who made that place run, who was the face of the place. And that would be Tank. Rest in peace, brother. It was an honor to work beside you. The green room, boy, I think my autograph is up there too with all the famous and infamous people that have played there. It was a big part of the late 70s and all through the 80s for yours truly. And I believe this year, 2025, it's been 50 years that Toad's Place has been open. And they just had an just about unannounced show up for the Foo Fighters, who jammed the place. Everyone from Bob Dylan to the Rolling Stones to Billy Joel, in the shadows of the New Haven Coliseum, they all ended up at the legendary place on York Street. And that would be Toad's. Do your research. Take out your notebooks. Class is in session. Oh, and thanks for being here. It's a much-needed distraction, a temporary stress reliever for all the horse shit going on in society. In order to get respect, you have to start with respecting yourself. Once you do that, you open other people's minds to respecting you, because there's 3 types of people in this world. Those who don't know what happened, those who wonder what happened, and people like the GOC, Big Daddy, who make things happen. And the walls ain't talking, because this isn't a tell-all. But we're going to clue you in on a couple of things and my own personal experiences as well. Frolicked in our green room, obviously, which was the dressing room. downstairs. You guys know if you've been there in this legendary venue, or perhaps in our hot tub. And so, to a large extent, we're not talking about either. But we are willing to pull back the curtain just a little bit to give you a peek. Now that we've got you wondering about the hot tub, here's the story. Back around 2004, I had what I thought was a great idea of hauling that big heavy tub downstairs and installing it in the bathroom next to the green room. I figured the bands would enjoy it, using the thing to relax after the shows. Hello. But guess what? Very few people wanted to get in it. You can't blame them. They were afraid of what might have been in it and who might have used it before them. Let that marinate. Here's the first break of the show. Stand by. Alexa, play tropical thunderstorm sounds uninterrupted.
Okay.
And now she's going to go on and on. You know that, right? At least I have manners. It's a slippery slope with all this. Stay mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually fit. Keep your head on a swivel. Surround yourself with like-minded people. Because it's coming to a town, a city, and a state near you. That's another story for another time. Go back and check out the previous last few videos that I put up in the last week or two. I'm trying to limit the shows here to 1 or 2 a week. There's over 6,500 videos on this channel, over 1.5 million total views. Check out the playlist. You'll definitely be entertained. Everything from talk shows to in-ring pro wrestling action to Dinner for Two, the show that I do with my wife. Story time. Over 600 episodes of Chaos Corner. Chaos clips, there's over 1,000 of them. I even have roller derby and billiards. That's right, 8-ball here on, no, not that, on the channel. If you can't find something on this channel to entertain you, I don't know what to fucking tell you. You learn things here, history and facts. So you're better off when you walk out of here than when you fucking walked in. And I apologize for the cussing. Because if I ever had a chance to be on national radio, big time major league players in the industry of sports and entertainment and so on and so forth, I would cut the cussing out. This isn't Sirius XM, I get it, but it's my channel. And when I was on national platforms, whether it be with Dino Costa on the Worldwide Dino Costa Show, or on WFAN, or on the Jerry Springer Show as Big Daddy for promotional purposes, or in the movie Six Figures, or on Talk Soup, or on CNN, I kept the language at a minimum. Did I say that right? Minimum? I have amnesia and deja vu at the same time. I think I've forgotten this before. Let's get back to sex and drugs and rock and roll. And before we do that, speaking of sex and drugs and rock and roll, I'd like to take a moment of silence for a legendary rocker who just passed away at the age of 74 from a brain bleed. From the iconic band Kiss. And that would be one Ace Frehley. Rest in peace, Ace. I was fortunate and blessed enough to see Kiss at Madison Square Garden, I want to say in the middle 90s, with my brother, the Enforcer, Dave Polino. I hope you're doing well, Dave, you and your family. Great people. And Dave Polino, entertainment extraordinaire with my brother, Big Dave. And what a night we had in the city and at Madison Square Garden seeing Kiss. So a moment of silence for Ace Frehley. That hot tub was a science project, said Christine Ullman of Rebel Montez, whose band spent in a lot of time in that green room. Very talented band. I never knew, to quote Christine, I never knew anybody who got into it. We thought it was hysterical. We all said, I'm not getting in it. You get in it first. A hot tub and a rock and roll club? Seriously? Hello, McFly? Is anybody home? I can name only a few people who dared step into it. One was Billy Joel's daughter, Alexa Ray Joel. Also a singer, songwriter, pianist. She was going out with a guy and her road crew, and the two of them used the tub. And I believe I told you already about working there as a bouncer for 2 stints in the 80s with Tank. I just said that. Rest in peace, big man. Boy, I threw a lot of people out of that place. Legendary in the shadows of not only the New Haven Coliseum, but right across the street from all those crazy sons of bitches at Yale University. And of course, I worked on stage as private security. As I said, I'm repeating and repeat. That's what I do for Crucible, aka Second Wind. Also, MVP Project, Team Viscera. Go out and check out those bands. Excellent music. And you know everyone from Bob Dylan to the Rolling Stones to Billy Joel to just a few weeks back, the Foo Fighters, Foreigner, Peter Frampton. The list goes on and on of who's performed at Toad's Place. Let me focus here. I got to get back and focus. As far as I know, the only band that ever used it was Gwar. That's for you, Enforcer Big Dave. Gwar, one of your favorite bands. And I believe I also worked an event or two with Gwar down there at Toad's. The shock rock group that favors heavy makeup and crazy alien costumes. This was a band that sprays their audience with fake blood. Urine. That's right. Maybe I'll show you guys a couple of photos. Fake blood, urine, semen. So they weren't concerned about germs in a hot tub. They just climbed in and relaxed. This is nice, they said. But since they still had all their makeup on, when they got into the tub, when they got out, it looked like, green pea soup. We also allowed some of the Yale fraternity members to have hot dub parties. Yeah, hot dub. Get it? Not a hot tub, hot dub parties. The old Skull and Bones. A lot going on that campus. A lot of strange, weird things. I once went to a party there in the early 80s at Yale, where you had to become completely naked upon entrance. Yeah, I went in. Hey, the crazy things you do when you're in your early 20s. Yeah, I went to college. Yeah. Best 7 years of my life. Then they'd get dressed and go upstairs for the dance party. Yale's seniors also flocked and always flocked to Toad's every year at graduation time for exotic erotic night, when they'll all show up in their underwear. This isn't rated PG today, so get your kids, family members away from this show today. It's more of an R version. And my family watches it, from my wife to my daughter, my granddaughter. So this episode will be members only, maybe, or private, and they won't be watching this. Well, the wife will. We got in a few hot tubs ourselves. What'd I say, man? Lighten up, kayfabe. Eventually, I decided I was all done with the hot tub. But getting it upstairs and out of the building was a nightmare. The whole main staircase had to be yanked out, and then we had to take out part of our front door to squeeze the tub through. Of course, many musicians see sex as a fringe benefit of their job, and they will indulge as often as they can. As my cohorts used to say back in the day, and a phrase I've used many times, plug your ears if you're under 21. Literally had to jerk off the dog to feed the cat. Did you get that visual? And there are plenty of fans hanging around who aren't musicians but have sex on their minds too. They want to get with a rock star. That's their thing. The feeling is mutual and they take advantage of each other. As Bob Singer sang in Night Move, I used her, she used me, and neither one cared. We were getting our share on the night moves. Yeah, night moves. Our longtime bouncer, as I just stated a few minutes back, what a guy, great guy. Tank Dunbar has seen that horny hunger many times at our front door. The groupies are out there and they want some extracurricular activity, he said. So do the guys in the bands. They'll tell me, see that blonde over there? See that brunette here? The redhead down there? Give her a backstage pass and let her come downstairs. Tank told the Yale Daily News reporter a wild story about what happened at a Saturday night show during the 70s. What a time the 70s and 80s were. You guys have no clue. Most of you here were still dripping down your daddy's leg or maybe landing on the sheets. Man, lighten up, will you please? This is Chaos Corner. This is entertainment personified, an extravaganza, a bonanza. And if you don't stay here for the whole show, I don't know what to tell you. Nobody else is like this show. Nobody. No different, no better. This is the most unique content and show you'll find in TV, radio, streaming, YouTube, whatever platform that you watch. There is nobody like the GOC. That's me. Here we go. There was this woman mud wrestler who got the hots for the keyboard player. She tried to climb up on stage, and when she couldn't get there, she started taking off her clothes. By the time I got to her, all of her clothes were lying at her feet. I told her, hey, listen, you can't go downstairs and see him after the show unless you put your stuff back on. Sometimes the band members flaunt their groupies for the crowd like Dr. Dirty John Valby. Eat, bite, fuck, suck, gobble number 2, nipple, bosom, hair, pie, finger, fuck, screw, moose, kiss, pat, butter, hang, chip, keep, pussy, camel, crack, lion, big lion, shit. You guys get it, right? Should I say that a little slower for Dr. Dirty John Valby? Again, fans, the language, I apologize. Get the kids away under 21. Eat, bite, fuck, suck, gobble, nibble, chew, nipple, bosom, hair, pie, finger, fuck, screw, moose, piss, cat, put, orangutan, shit, sheep's, pussy, camel, crack, big lion, shit. How you like me now? I said a M-A-S, a T-E-R, a G with a double E. I said I go by the unforgettable name of the man they call it Master G. Well, my name is known all over the world. All the foxy ladies and pretty girls are going down in history as the baddest brother there ever could be. A little mixture there. Have you ever went over a friend's house to eat and the food just ain't no good? I mean, the macaroni soggy, the peas darn moist, and the chicken tastes like wood. No? Imagine if I did drugs or drank, because I'm clean and sober. But could you imagine? I couldn't. I don't think I'd be as entertaining as I am now. What do you think? Leave a comment, because I know you're watching. We'll get through this. Listen, we're not even 20 minutes in yet. This will be up here on YouTube on the same day, so the concept of live to tape, and this will be over on X too, a.k.a. Twitter, at Big Daddy GOC. And the GOC stands for the Guardian of Chaos. I'm having a lot of fun with this, you know that, right? I don't give a fuck if I'm getting paid or not paid. Of course it'd be nice to make some coin, but hey. I served 25 years behind the walls, 10 years chasing society's worst across this country. Bouncer, private bodyguard, private investigator, repo man, 25 years behind the walls. It doesn't matter to me. Okay, we were talking about groupies. We were talking about the Prince of Porn, Dr. Dirty John Valby, who told X-rated jokes during his shows, liked to get women to flash their breasts, their yabos, their fine shots of lawn, or strip on stage. He could get as many as 10 of them to do it, and I've been there personally at least a half dozen times to see it. The band LA Guns had a ton of women following them who would routinely disrobe and hang out in the green room. The band would bring a few of them onto the stage semi-naked during the middle of their shows and have them parade around. When the Jim Rose Circus came here to unleash its crazy sideshow troupe, they had a topless woman lie on a bed of nails. The circus also featured Mr. Lifto, who had many pierced body parts, swinging an anvil around his longini. His penis, to put it the right way. Again, keep anyone under 21 away from this. I apologize. I'll put a little disclaimer on it. There's nothing bad here. I'm saying it the right way. Some of the musicians didn't mind using their sex appeal as part of their performances. Wendy O. Williams of the Plasmatics, who was a former stripper and porn star, did a show at our Waterbury club. She wore pasties on stage with black masking tape on her nipples and bikini bottom. As part of her crazy act, she also cut a guitar in half with a chainsaw. When Courtney Love of the band Hole performed, she wasn't wearing any underwear. She put her foot on top of the amplifier throughout the night, much to the delight of our security guys. Looked like a half pound of roast beef. What'd I say, man? What'd I say? I love roast beef, man. A little horseradish or something. I hope you guys are enjoying this as much as I'm presenting it to you. This is a topper here on the channel. The security guys stationed directly in front of the stage and members of the audience standing up front. She was out at our club 6 months after the suicide of her husband, Kurt Cobain of Nirvana. I never got into Nirvana, but rest in peace, Kurt Cobain. You're not in pain mentally anymore, bro. Tank notes that during his years at Toads, he saw some interesting things. To quote Tank, my brother, "Oh yeah, I've seen intercourse and masturbation going on. You tell him, get out. This is not a hotel. Take it to a hotel room." Yeah, I said it. Tank remembers a New Year's Eve sex stunt that took place downstairs in our ladies' room. I was told just before midnight there's a couple having sex down in the bathroom. It turned out this girl had come up from Georgia to visit her friends. The plan by her and her boyfriend were to ring in the new year by having sex at the legendary Toads. I went down to the women's room and interrupted them. I had to break up the whole thing. It was getting to be quite a sight. The other girls were peeking through the stall at the couple and horsing around. They took all the clothing from the girl having sex and hung it on a piece on top of each stall. There were panties on one stall, a bra on the other, pantyhose, and so on. The guy had a pink condom. And all the girls were laughing at that. Are you listening, Austin? There were other times when extracurricular would spill out at Toads and happen off-site. When I was sharing a house with Big Mike, one of the owners, he told a member of one of the local bands that he could crash with us overnight. This man didn't leave Toads by himself. When I got home late that night, there was a partially naked woman asleep in my bed. Mike thought it was hilarious. As for the drugs, it's no secret musicians love to indulge themselves with all kinds of narcotics, marijuana, cocaine, heroin, hash, meth, you name it. They claim it enhances their performances, which I disagree with. It gets them more in touch with the music. I'm not a musician, so I only worked for them. You guys know everyone from Jimmy Buffett to Metallica to Styx to Pat Travers to REO Speedwagon to LL Cool J, Slick Rick, Big Daddy Kane. I mean, the list goes on and on. I can't name all the bands that I had worked private security for, working the dressing rooms, walking them back and forth to the stage. What an experience. And again, it's a part of who I am. Not only being a pro wrestling manager who took the fucking bumps, a storyteller, bouncing in every club, up and down the East Coast, from Florida to Connecticut and everywhere in between. That's just what I did. Interpersonal communication skills. Working for the high courts here in the Constitution State, chasing mofos all over this country, all the way down to Tennessee. I'll sleep outside your house for 4 or 5 days until you come in. And then I'll throw you in the back of my car, in the trunk, chained up. Maybe not let you out until we reach our destination. True stories and facts, and that's why you're here. No bullshit here. I'll say that to say this, because I tell it like it is. So we're talking about, we know about the entertainment and the rock and roll scene. I mean, you guys know country music, doesn't matter, hip-hop culture, whatever it is that you're into. It's all the same when it comes to that. And it certainly has changed over the years. The music we listened to 30, 40, 50 years ago is timeless and priceless and still relevant, and you can listen to it today. The music you've heard over the last 10 plus years, maybe 20, will you be listening to it 40 or 50 years from now? I don't think so. Again, they claimed it enhanced their performances, got them in touch with the music, or it just was fun. It cuts the stress, and they felt they were entitled to it. As I noted earlier, we have no problem supplying the alcoholic beverages as long as you're of age for the musicians, especially when it's in the riders of their contracts. A lot of different contractual stuff that you guys don't know about that a lot of these stars and entertainers want. Muddy Waters got his Piper Heidsieck champagne, but we don't get involved in supplying anybody with drugs. It just wouldn't be prudent. That's right, I said Muddy Waters. And I said Piper Heidsieck. All right, fans. Thanks for being here. Don't go anywhere. Check out the previous videos. You could be here for years watching this. There's something on this channel for everybody. Austin, are you with me? I'll say that to say this. Because I tell it like it is. Don't you dare miss it.